Have you ever bought a wristwatch and found yourself contemplating the vastness of the observable universe? Chances are you're scratching your head, wondering who would even ask such a question. However, for Jacob Arabo of Jacob & Co., this very thought was the catalyst for one of the most awe-inspiring watches ever made, the Astronomia Sky. He wanted to craft a watch that not only reflected impeccable taste, but also encapsulated the ideas and wonderment of celestial bodies. Thus, the Astronomia was born. A watch so unique and remarkable, it's guaranteed to steal the spotlight wherever you go. The Astronomia is a legendary watch with an unparalleled design. Released in 2016, it still stands the test of time, no pun intended. Today, we'll talk about everything that makes this watch so great, from its one-of-a-kind complications to the story behind how it was created, and all the details that make it a masterpiece that costs as much as a house. Stick around to find out what insane ideas gave birth to this watch, what makes this watch so different from any other, and why the Astronomia Sky is a testament to human ingenuity and innovation. We can certainly guarantee that this is something you've never seen before, so you won't want to miss this. Jacob Arabo has proven himself as a master craftsman since the early 1980s. His jewelry company, called Diamond Quasar, crafted pieces that were noticed by none other than Notorious B.I.G., who quickly made Jacob the man for the hip-hop industry's jewelry needs. For Jacob, this rise to fame and fortune was just a stepping stone in his journey, and he chose to expand to an industry where he could integrate his fine jewel-making skills and challenge the world's best engineers. So Jacob turned to watches in 2002 and has been making waves within the industry for his absolutely bonkers designs. Unique doesn't even begin to describe what Jacob & Co. has created over the years, and the Astronomia Sky proves it. The Astronomia Sky is full of complications that are, honestly, quite difficult to wrap your head around. Each complication is designed with such care and ingenuity that it makes this watch less like a time-telling machine and more like a kinetic art display that serves as an ode to the wonders of what we see above our heads every night. To ease you into this roller coaster journey of understanding what Jacob Arabo was on when he designed this watch, let's begin with the centerpiece representing the Earth. The lacquered, hand-engraved titanium globe sits inside a half-dome. The half covered by the dome represents the night, while the exposed half represents the day, and the globe completes a rotation every 24 hours. Moving on to the bold pieces revolving around the globe, each complication has its own story. The moon is represented by a spherical diamond cut into 288 facets. This particular piece is a patented design by Jacob & Co., and it takes many days of grueling effort by expert diamond cutters to make each tiny cut perfect. Just across the moon lies the second indicator, which has its own cool design and rotates every 60 seconds accurately. Perpendicular to these beautiful complications lies the actual time-telling pieces that make this watch a watch. On one side, there's a neat little hours and minutes differential system engraved with Roman numerals for that added fanciness. On the other side, though, is what many would call the best part of the Astronomia, the triple-axis tourbillon. As the name suggests, this isn't any old gear system that makes the clock tick. The first axis is a tourbillon itself, making sure the clock works. Then we have the rotation around the central core, which it shares with the other complications. Lastly, as you may have guessed, is the perpendicular spinning axis of the tourbillon, which completes a rotation every 5 minutes. What makes the Astronomia Sky different from all the other watches in the Astronomia series is the side reel display. Under all the other complications lies a map of different constellations and an oval indicator highlighting whichever constellation can be seen above your head from the northern hemisphere. This display rotates too. Why would it do that? Well, it has the 12 calendar months engraved on the edge and an indicator that shows the day of the year. All of these complications are protected with a thick sapphire to ensure that if, heavens forbid, you drop the watch, all the pieces aren't scattered across different corners of the house and under your sofa. Jacob & Co. knows this watch is extraordinary, which is why it comes in an extraordinary package for the lucky few that order it. The watch comes encased in what looks like a meteorite, keeping it consistent with the watch's theme of space. The meteorite package has a little screen that displays the particular functions of the watch, and a lever controls a mechanism that unravels the watch and displays it in all its glory. Evidently, Jacob & Co. haven't made this watch just as something to wear on your wrist. It's a whole display piece, ready to be set in the middle of your living room. The Astronomia Sky comes in 7 different color schemes, so nobody has to be worried about wearing the same piece as someone else. Although we doubt you're going to encounter many people wearing this at the same time as you. Since the watch is only limited to 18 pieces, the exclusivity makes it even more valuable. 2 of the people seen wearing this watch were British record producer Michael Blakely and none other than Offset, one of the most influential hip-hop artists of this generation. Clearly, Jacob & Co. are right to pride themselves in what they create because it really is the pinnacle of what the world has seen in the watchmaking business. For a watch built for royalty, the price tag is as bizarre as the watch itself. At a whopping $740,000, this watch will probably require a second mortgage, maybe even a third. It's important to remember, though, that this isn't just a watch. Jacob Arabo is a jeweler by nature, and he isn't focused on making sure you know the time. He wants to make a statement. Looking at the Astronomia Sky won't tell you how late you are for work. It'll probably make you late for work once you're engrossed in each of the little intricacies built into it. Keeping this at your bedside table is just asking for an hour-long existential crisis about how tiny we are compared to the universe out there. The Astronomia Sky is an exceptional example of where art meets engineering. The mind of Jacob Arabo is a wonder to all, and it's exciting to even think about what else he can think of making next. Many would call the Astronomia Sky too much, but what's important to keep in mind is that Jacob & Co. aren't looking for simplicity when thinking of new timepieces. They want to go beyond the limitations of conventional timepieces and show how innovation can make something as simple as a watch so extraordinary. This watch wasn't made for everyone, and for those that appreciate what it offers to understand that this isn't something built for wearing daily. The Astronomia Sky is built for those special occasions when you want to express yourself and stand out amongst the crowd. It's a wearable art piece, and who wouldn't want to carry around a piece of art they love everywhere with them? So what do you think? Is the Astronomia Sky your cup of tea? What do you think about the unique features of this watch? Tell us in the comments below.